On any homestead or farm, you're going to use several different kinds of fencing. And today I'm going to show you the 7 kinds of fencing we use here on our homestead. This is Granny Fisher, and it's good to see you this afternoon. If you're interested in following this channel, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Share the video with people that might be interested in the content. And let's talk about fencing today. This is my most recent hatch of chicks. And they're still making little chick noises, little cheep cheep noises, even though they're looking pretty large. They're a Barnvelder mix. Barnvelder is an heirloom breed. Anyway, they're in this chicken tractor. Now, if you have a small homestead, you're probably going to want to use a chicken tractor for your chickens from time to time, because you can just pick it up and move it. Or if you put it on wheels, you can roll it around. And it gives them fresh ground every time you move it. They can eat the grass and pick up a few bugs and worms. But anyway, these guys are getting too big for this chicken tractor, and so we're going to put up a fence that allows them to explore this larger area. But it'll be an electric fence. It'll be movable, and we can put it up temporarily to get them used to free range. Now this wire you see right here, this is the smallest hole, smallest wire that you use on a homestead. It's chicken wire. Now some people might use hardware cloth, but we don't. This is chicken wire, and it's good for keeping even small chicks inside and keeping all but the smallest predators out of the pen. This is the fencing we have for our larger chickens. It's actually dog fence. You can get it at Tractor Supply or your local co-op. Lowe's Hardware probably has it. But it's dog fencing, and it's good for full-grown chickens, or even half-grown chickens will stay inside there. The small ones will not. Say hello to Miss Molly. This is sheep and goat fencing, and it's very good for keeping our goats in their pen. We use it a lot. Now right here next to it is a stock panel. This is the largest non-electrified fence that we use. A stock panel is welded. It's sturdy. Some people even use these for shelters by buying a long 16-foot stock panel and then bending it over in a horseshoe shape, tacking down the 2 ends and putting a tarp over it, so you can use it like that. They're very mobile. You see what we've got it hooked with right here is a carabiner. Very easy to hook up. And over here we've got baling twine, just cotton string. And there's another carabiner hanging on the fence. But you can move these around and cut them into smaller sections like this one with tin snips, and use them for gates or fencing. See right here, we've got a long section of stock panel and then a short section that's been cut to make a gate. And there again is another carabiner, and I forgot to latch that one. And another little hook down there. But these are very handy, and so you can pull the stock panel, it bends, you can pull it over and hook it up. We even made a makeshift hay feeder out of stock panel. Now this is what some people just call field fence. We call it hog wire, and it's got a larger hole than the sheep and goat fencing. And we don't use very much of it because it's not small enough to keep a goat kid inside or a chicken inside. So you see this one chunk we've got, we put around this big sassafras tree so the goats wouldn't eat the bark when we had them over here. And this is really big for a sassafras tree. Now this is, these are the 2 parts of a standard electric fence, not counting the charger. This is the wire, this is the fence post, and this is the little foot pad you stick the pointy part in the ground, push down on the foot pad with your foot until it goes all the way in the ground, and then you take this wire and loop it through these little hooks from one fence post to another. And this has the capacity for 1, 2, 3, 4 strands of wire. And the electricity runs through this wire, and depending on the capacity of your fence charger, it will give a buzz or it might give a jolt. That particular fence is the one we had problems with when the dogs came in our pen and tried to kill our goat, killed 2 chickens, and were attacking the goat. Because the electric fence wire fell down, the bottom one fell down, and they just came under that second strand. But let me show you a fence that they can't get through. Okay, this is the catalog for the company we bought our fence netting from, our electric netting from. It's Premier One. They do all kinds of electric fence, but you use the fence charger of your choice with it, and we chose to use a solar charger that's really powerful. Okay, now this is the electric fencing we're going to put up. It's an electric netting, and this is the Parmax solar charger. It's the top of the line solar charger for this fence. It's reputed to charge 30 miles of electric fence through wet grass. But this is our fence netting, and it's extremely efficient. It works really well. We've had very few animals challenge this after the one time. They challenge it once, and I've actually touched it before by accident, and it doesn't go buzz, it goes pow. It's like you got hit with a hammer, a sledgehammer. So anyway, I'm going to show you how easy it is for one person to put it up. Now, because we've used this one before, I can't guarantee it doesn't have a few tangles in it. When it comes from the manufacturer, it's all rolled up nice and neat. And I tried to do that when I took it down last time, but I can't guarantee it won't have some tangles. We'll just see how it does. But I can put this up and take it down all by myself. First step is to find the end of the fence, and that's a little bit difficult right now. There it is. helps if you untie all the little tie strings first. There we go. That helps a lot. That's my solar fence charger. I'm going to connect it up to the fence in just a minute. I wanted to show you how I set up the fence. You want to tie it with something non-conductive to the other fence. So I've got baling twine here and here to try and keep the chickens from going through the gaps. And this is the other end of the fence, and I've got it tied with that little piece of shoelace. And I put that metal pole in there just to provide a barrier for the chickens. These are fairly small chickens, and I don't want them to go around the ends of the fence. If we can just encourage them to touch the wire part of the fence, then they're usually discouraged from challenging it because it does give a serious jolt. Now this particular fence is not designed for chickens, it's more for goats and larger livestock. I'll show you right here. You see the size of these holes? That's not designed to keep chickens in, but because it's a 100-foot fence, I doubled back part of it. I didn't have that much space, so I doubled back part of it. It provides a little more of a significant barrier there. All we need is for the chickens to actually get shocked, and then they'll give the fence a wide berth. Normally you would connect this little clip to the electric fence charger, but because I did this wrong, my husband's looking for a wire to hook it up with.
Kind of me test it. Get some metal pitchfork on. Yeah. Hear it?
Some people wonder how you go over an electric fence. You have to be agile. I tell my husband it's like the Rockettes, if you ever saw the Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall in New York. They could kick really high. You have to kick high to get over an electric fence. First you turn it off, then you step over. But make sure it's off first. Now these are some of the little guys we're going to let out in this wider area. These little guys are really happy to be out of that cage and able to peck some green stuff. Their older brothers and sisters have not figured it out yet, except for this one black hen. Yeah, these are our replacement chickens, our replacement flock, and we just wanted them to have a little larger area to get out and forage. Especially those little young ones over there, they needed some space. They've been in that chicken tractor for a long time. We tried introducing them into their older brothers and sisters, and one of them ended up getting pecked to death, so we put them back in the chicken tractor. You see what that hen's doing over there. She's trying to peck them now. But they have such a larger area out here that they can run away and get away from the ones that are trying to peck them. It's hard to introduce young chickens into an established flock because the hens will kill them. This is Granny Fisher. I'll see you next time.